Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.
Still in the court.
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.
Still in the court.
People deluded. Make sure you get your Trapaholic teas, man. www.trapaholic.co.uk. Come on, man. Make sure you get it. Don't miss out. Come on. Day up. Look, it's all matching and shit. I've seen come with a black and gold one. Come on. Arsenal, people
deluded. I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
Because you always used to active when that defenders have been given, like.
Good morning, folks. Let's go again, man. Raise the energy. It's Monday morning. It doesn't get easier. You just get better, man. Let's chat. Get your comments in.
People deluded. I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on. Are we live? Of course we're live. Twitch gang, I hope you're doing well and safe. People deluded, I'm back again. As I said, I hope everyone's doing well and safe. I hope everyone's in good spirits. As you just heard me shouting before, obviously, is this on? Yes, it is. As I was saying just before, obviously, you heard the video for the intro. I said, you know, it's Monday morning. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Hope you had a great weekend. For those of you whose football team didn't win, unlucky, because again, Arsenal have their time. But if on the opening day of Premier League football, your team got 3 points, big morning to you, man, apart from Spurs, but big up everyone else, especially if you got a clean sheet. It ain't easy, boy. Certain man pre-season hype. Certain teams got gassed after smacking up the under-9s of Crystal Palace. They bucked the Seagulls and they got shitted on. It's not easy. Brighton, allow me, I'm gassing up you lot. You lot took 4 points off Arsenal. I know what time it is when we play you. Hell, Leicester might be something on Saturday, but football, you got to ride the highs and accept the lows. In it is what it is. But on a serious note, I hope last weekend the weekend was filled with greatness for you lot. I hope this week you lot get everything you seek in life. Hope, you know, in terms of your ambitions, your hopes, your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, overcoming hardship, you're all there. Without health, we're dead in it. So I hope you and your loved ones have good health. Appreciate you lot tuned in. Don't forget, people, it's another jam-packed day of content because we're live now. We go over, or in fact, we stay on Twitch, but we bring our YouTube cousins in, and we obviously will be live at 11:30, and then I'm playing Football Manager at 4:30. So the grind don't stop. Premier League is back, and all of those things, people. I know if you're here, you're probably going to be watching it on Twitch, but please make sure you hit the like button, bro. Man, that Man United pack. Don't deny your dons. You, G1, all your brothers denying your brothers. Rabiot and Arnautovic is sounding media. I can't lie to you. I've said it before, way before he was linked with United. I'm not saying he's a madness, but I do think Arnautovic is better than people give him credit for. I do think he's one of those players. When you go watch a game live, it's a problem. You know, he gave Koscielny a lot of problems. He's a physical handful. He's a bit of a loose cannon. I know previous comments he said have been put to light today as well. I'm not saying he's a madness, but it is what it is. Morning back at you, broski, man. Our team got very easy, blood. Jesus even took the day off. It's calm. It's minor. Certain man said second season, certain man are back. I can't speak for certain man. Certain man couldn't, you know, when we played Fulham on the opening day, we dealt with them. Boy, Brighton smacked them certain man up on the last day of the season, I swear. Business as usual. Ronaldo hyped them, and they thought Ferguson was there. CR7 was there. They thought they were going to play Fergie time. They thought there was going to be a turnaround, man. On a serious note, though, it's not going to change overnight for Ten Hag. I do think one thing I think Ten Hag's guilty of, I do think you as a manager, you have to kind of use what's at your disposal. I do think the team has, you know, definitely to go into this season with Fred and McTominay as your starting pivot, that tells you all the problems. I do think he's been dealt a short straw, and you kind of have to use what you have. But I do think he's victim of, obviously he wants to see certain players for himself. He's still at the very elementary stage of his project, and you can't, banter aside, you can't draw too many conclusions from United losing their first game. Obviously, the same problems are still prevalent. Obviously, old habits die hard, and it takes forever to promote good ones. I do think there's more of a willingness to play out from the back. You know, Maguire and De Gea are not kicking it long all the time, but, you know, Maguire got run ragged. Lisandro Martinez did all right, but I feel he got ripped when the whole team got ripped. United looked good on the transition for a period. They looked good playing out from the back early on. First 11 minutes, they had Brighton on the ropes. Other than that, boy, they got played. You know, Brighton defended well and withstood the periods when United tried to get at them. You know, probably should have had a penalty on for Lisandro Martinez. I think Scott McTominay should have been sent off. But other than that, Graham Potter, you know, you can't draw too many conclusions. But who is Basuma and Cucurella? They didn't miss them, really. You know, Graham Potter deserves, respectfully to Brighton, I think he deserves a top 6 job if it becomes available once upon a time, really. I wouldn't necessarily leave Brighton for certain other projects. I think he's got a lot of stability. I think they believe in him and he believes in what they're doing. I think they recycle the money they get well. You know, they're going to get someone decent with the Basuma and Cucurella money. You know, they've probably reinvested that Ben White piece. You know, Brighton are a fantastically coached side, wonderful technicians. You know, Tossart finding Welbeck every opportunity. Danny Welbeck, man of the match, you know, kept dropping on the floor, but he ran that defense ragged. The 2 goals United conceded were terrible. Because there was one, McTominay and Eriksen lost it, but the transition is poor. Fullbacks are not looking over their shoulders. Midfielders are not tucking in. There's a sequence of errors. The second goal, way before De Gea's made that glaring error, there's been issues. I actually think Lisandro Martinez did all right. Got caught in possession a couple times, bit unorthodox at times, but he did all right. I think Eriksen showed levels. You know, I think you saw a better Eriksen. Eriksen was decent, I feel, in the whole game, but you saw a better Eriksen when he linked up with more decent Dons. It's just square pegs and round holes. And, you know, United and Arsenal have I wouldn't say identical, but almost identical sort of project sort of things in it. And they're at the first stage. So, you know, pre-season, I know this optimism, but you're not just going to rock up in pre-season, develop, and everything's good. Old habits die hard. And Ronaldo is a problem for United, but as that game showed, he's the least of their problem. There's many problems before they should look at Ronaldo. I'm not going to lie, Rabiot, I don't know for them links there, really. I think we all know he's a good technical player. You know, I'm sure he could offer a lot more going forward than a couple of men. However, he's got a lot of baggage. You all know. Again, we don't know my man from nowhere, but we all know you sign. It's like signing a card. You're signing up for baggage. You know, I somewhat understand the Arnautovic links, but I don't at the same time. But yeah, for Man United, it was Kalas. For Arsenal, we won the game in it. A bit like United, we had to suffer. First 20 minutes, I think Arsenal were on fire. You know, Arteta made a big song and dance the whole week about the first half an hour, and he's right. The first half an hour against Crystal Palace last season set the tone. We was meaty. So I think we came out the blocks firing. Obviously, we scored a goal in either half. The second allowed Arsenal fans to breathe. But let's be honest, the second half of the first half, the last 20-odd minutes, and definitely the whole of the second half, we're on the ropes still. Like, not because we're playing bad. We're just on the ropes. We're just really on the ropes. And for Arsenal, for me anyways, it's nice to win 2-0. Nice to get off to a good start. Nice to get a clean sheet. Nice to start the season well. Nice to see the players gelling in. Jesus never got really any service, and I think that's an issue. Odegaard could have done better. Did well, but could have done better. Nice to see Martinelli scoring. Nice to see Zinchenko getting an assist. Zinchenko was in the trenches defensively. He made a good number of interceptions. He brought something to the table going forward. But I think defensively, you saw sometimes when his trenches, Tierney's there. And I think slowly but surely, Arsenal fans will understand, you know, different strokes for different folks. It's a 38-game calendar and you need to have different options, really. But we did all right. I think Ben White did well. Saliba's obviously the man of the match, the main talking point. He was a class above everyone. I think off the ball, Jesus, very, very good. Pulls over to the left and the right, wins a couple fouls, stronger than man think he is. You know, Arsenal have lacked a striker like this who can do the basic competencies for a hot second. Obviously, I'm crediting Saka with that goal, but yeah, we started well. We need to make the most of August. You know, I think, forgive me if I'm wrong, I checked my calendar. I'm actually not going to be able to do a watch along for, I think, the Fulham game and the next one, but it's something to build on. I do think that game showed evident areas Arsenal need to improve. First 20 minutes, City and, well, not Liverpool against Fulham, but they put that game to bed. I feel for Arsenal, we do the basics well. You know, when we start well, we're really good. You know, we look sharp. We was transitioning from back to front, playing good football, had them under pressure. Definitely the best performance I've seen in a very long time at Selhurst Park. But I just feel we needed to. I don't think we really put Guita under enough pressure, even when we scored. I think we pressed them well. We didn't let them out their half. Guita was just kicking the ball long and presenting it back to us. When you smell blood, go in for the kill. Really, eat the food on the table. Don't mess around putting bare hot pepper sauce and little kids that don't want to eat. They keep reciting, keep moving in the fork with the fork their rice. Eat everything, because we could have put that game to bed on another day. It could have went left. It didn't. So there are a lot of things that need to improve. We're not going to be all the way there yet, but crucially we won. Same way Arsenal do struggle to struggle, and we did that against Crystal Palace. Obviously, you want to see it a bit better, but there's going to be times you're going to, it's like a boxing match. You don't just come out for 12 rounds and punch man up, or you're just going to, if you knock him out, fair play, as we could have done in the first 20, but you're going to get tired. And anyone who's been in a scrap, bro, fighting in boxing is long. So you've got to be able to take punches, and there were elements you've got to be able to do that, especially away from home. The Crystal Palaces, the Manchester Uniteds, the Evertons, Liverpool, the Etihad, even games we've won, Villa away, Watford away, it's not been composed. So there are some elements. We dug deep, we remained well. I think we adapted our game when we got tired. Would have loved to have seen the subs earlier, but when Arteta brought him in, timing is perfect. Eddie came on. Him and Saka, the Haaland boys, managed to put the ball in the back of the net, on goal or not, really. I think Ben White did very well against Zaha. Obviously he got ripped a couple of times, but generally he did well. Not just him, Saliba helped whenever Zaha skipped past Ben White, even though Ben White had it covered. Saliba was just there in all aspects, the tackles, the marking, when to try passes, when to step out. I think Saka, did a very good job defensively against Zaha. And one man can't, I'm not saying they're all the same levels, but the Sons, the Salahs, the Zahas, these sort of man, bro, unless you're a world-class fullback, and even then you're not going to pocket them. Defending's a team effort. Fullback get tight, the next man cover, or let Saka get tight, and then you're the second support sort of thing. So there's a lot to build upon from an Arsenal perspective, but there's also a lot of positives. As I said, whether your team won or lost this season, this game week, people, the first game of the season, you can't draw too many conclusions. I ain't watched 90 minutes, but I heard Chelsea weren't that good. They got 3 points. I heard Iwobi had a good game, and I heard Everton, there's some positives, but fundamentally they lost, really. In the City game, I think City did well. I think West Ham were a bit too respectful. Obviously, Haaland off to a great start, got a little brace. His post-game interview was comedy gold. It was lovely to see the inverted fullbacks from Cancelo and obviously Kyle Walker. Kevin De Bruyne, when turned it on, is a different sort of gravy. Haaland's off the score sheet and gets a brace. And Pep's right. Man was saying he was a flop in the Community Shield. Now man are breading. So football fans can be quite fickle. For West Ham, I think they were just way too respectful. You've got to be respectful to City, but they're going to score against you. There'll be a handful of times, if that they will not score in a Premier League game. So when you play City, you're going to concede, but you can still have a go. And I think they was too respectful. I do think Scamacca isolated up front. Antonio, before his injury, isolated. I don't think they asked a single question, really and truly. And fantastic moves in the build-up play for both the goals. So yeah, it is what it is. Brighton 2, Man United 1. Manchester City, the right side of Manchester, 1-2-0 against West Ham. Everton lost a 0 against Chelsea. Bournemouth got their promoted campaign up to a great start. They won 2-0 against Aston Villa. Kulusevski, baller, you've got to be real. I'm a bit vexed because Spurs won 4-1, and I don't want them to win on the best of days. But Kane, you're in my FPL team. What's going on there? Did you at least get an assist? I am smart though. I had Zinchenko, 12 thingies. FPL, I clocked. You just got to have bare fullbacks, no centre backs, unless you get them bookie centre backs that are scoring week in, week out. Leicester let it slip, and I hope they play like that against us. But they were winning, and they failed to win because they drew 2-2, 4-goal thriller with Brentford. Former Haaland boy Josh Da Silva scored, and it's lovely for me to see Malcolm Abowe off the bench for Palace, Luke Plange on the bench, Josh Da Silva doing his thing, Sam Greenwood over there at Leeds. Our young thugs are popping up and down the country. Obviously, even Armstrong Ockerflex on the bench for West Ham, formerly of Celtic, but before Celtic it was Arsenal. Before Arsenal was chilling in Ireland, didn't it? So it is what it is in that regards. Once again, Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 0. Bournemouth won by the same goal score against Aston Villa. They also won 2-0. Chelsea won 1-0. First win in a while at Goodison Park. Tottenham won 4-1 against Southampton. Same old issues for Southampton there. Where Leicester and Brentford, as I just said, they drew 2-2. Man United lost 2-1 in their first game at Old Trafford. Manchester City won 2-0, people. So yeah, make of that what you will. One love, Twitch gang, for tuning in, man. Top form as always from you lot. What you lot saying before we crack on with things, man? Even Nunes got a young goal. You just knew Haaland was a bad man when he laughed after that missing preseason. He knew guys were overreacting. 1 week later, look, Jesus 2 goals. I mean, Haaland 2 goals. Jesus come outside, bro. You're a United fan, bro. Calm down, bro. Your own dons need to come outside. You man are not active. You're just snapping. You know, you lot stayed over there in Thailand or wherever you lot were, bro. You thought because your manager's bold, you're messed. Because he's bold and he wears a fucking a nice little suit, he's messed. Allow it, bro. Because he does bare triangles and all that, and he can give you bare Johan Cruyff stuff. This is England, mate, and Brexit is happening. We don't care about that. Fucking come out here and win the game. You know, shout to Calcedo at Brighton. That man was moving mad. Ten Hag's lit. Banter aside, Ten Hag's lit. He needs his players. He needs people that buy into what he needs to do. I think the only thing I could say Ten Hag is guilty of is probably believing in certain men that are not levels on top of not being helped in the transfer market. You know, you look at their bench, Meady. You look at the starting 11, it's Meady. I think Ten Hag will be a great coach. United just needs backing. That midfield is League One level. Bro, you're not going to get it. It's a bit like Arsenal's pivot. Our pivot is better than theirs, but it's nothing to scream and shout about. It, you know, strikers win you got games. Defenders win you titles. You know, it's the midfield battle. And I'm sorry, Fred and McTominay are squad players at best. I don't think Fred's a bad player by any stretch of the imagination. I think McTominay shit. I think this is the only country, maybe the country he plays for in Scotland, you know, because border and that. McTominay can't make it as a footballer nowhere else, bro. There's nothing stand out about him. Of course, clearly to us commoners, he's got technical level and that, but it's a passion thing. He'll give a good post-game interview. He'll fly into his shit, bro. These man should be guys that played the first group stages for United in the Europa League. United's midfield has been a joke in many years, bro. Scholes, you know, Roy Keane, the list goes on. We'll be here all day, bro. Look at that midfield. Look at that midfield. You know, Ericsson can't ball out if you got them behind him. You're not going to see Jaden and whoever's on the left and whoever they bring in thrive to the next level. Ten Hag has to know this. You know, if you can't get, you know, they've been linked with Fabian Ruiz now. If you can't get, what's his face, De Jong, you need to make that happen really and truly. Again, Dutchman, he knows this, innit? Like Ten Hag knows, really. I think there's a lot of problems. I don't think he's been helped by those above him at all. You know, as a neutral, again, you're going to have to forgive me for my ignorance, but it's just, you know, word to Statman Baines, all this Myrtle stuff. But I ain't really seen nothing happen, man. So I don't know. Tans, one love for subscriber. The girl said, and the first review on Birkin bag, you're killing me. Birkin, you know, Galley's chest, all right. You know, little baby needs to cut that out. Zinni got savage couple times, man. Word 80 minutes for the changes was so naive. It is, man. But again, Ten Hag's gonna make mistakes, bro. Like the whole club is gonna make mistakes. He's gonna make mistakes. This is his first, bro. He's like I said, as a neutral, I think Ten Hag's only victim of being naive. Varane, he's on the bench, you know. So I don't know for his fitness, but Maguire, certain men are not gonna take you so far. I do think Maguire and Ten Hag, man said Ten Hag, De Gea showed more of a willingness of playing out from the back, but. You know, you can't, there's only so much you can get from that. If I buy a meal, though, it's not going to taste like something in the Ritz or Park Lane, not Northumberland Park Lane in Central. There's only so much you can get. You know, it sounds stupid, but obviously Ten Hag's working on it, but based on that game, United don't look like they're scoring goals. You know, they were passing. There was elements they had Brighton on the ropes. But again, a bit like Arsenal and Crystal Palace, Brighton went, soaked up the pressure. They knew they was going to do that. Yeah, there was backs against the wall defending, shaky goalkeeping. You know, I did think they should have had a penalty. I don't understand how Welbeck was offside in the build-up to what could have been an opportunity. But just street smartness, you know, you saw a team that buy into what, that are buying into what Graham Potter is doing, that, you know, and you see competent players everywhere. The defenders are competent. The midfield knows what they're doing individually and collectively. Welbeck knows what he's doing. Look at all the relationships on that field, you know, Tossart trying to find Welbeck every time. Now, you've got to give United and specifically Ten Hag time to establish that, but there's only so much you're going to get from some of these guys. You know, I think Lisandro Martinez did okay as well. I think there's stuff to build upon. I think there was a bit of a culture shock. There was some booky moments from him, but I think their new boys done all right. But it's the pivot, the same old usual suspects. It is where it felt sorry for bro. United's attackers, you know, Rashford being Rashford, but apart from that, you know, they're not providing nothing for their attacking players. Like, how many man can say they had a shot? Really and truly. Even with Arsenal, going back to Arsenal against Crystal Palace, we won, but certain man did well. Odegaard don't want to shoot. He's just never really got a chance to work nothing really. So it is what it is. Kieran Tierney, Zinchenko for them physical away games, bro. Them games there, that is a defending thing. My guy Tierney. If the other team's sitting back, respecting us a bit, we're gonna have the lion's share of possession. Like the best example would be like a Burnley at home, like last season. By all means, Zinchenko, let's do that City inverted midfield thing. I enjoy that Odegaard is pass first, but I need that guy to shoot when he's in the box. Amen. Odegaard needs to beat the away day allegations. I love him, but he only turns up on a sunny afternoon at the Emirates. Luckily, the weather will be good this weekend and we're playing home. To be fair, Odegaard was lit. First couple minutes and the sun was shining still, but you're right, man. One Saliba parting has this injury and we are fucked. Amen, bro. Amen. It's the same old, blood. It's the same old. Whether we like Xhaka or not, you know, the very fact that we miss Xhaka tells you where we're getting. You know, we lose Partey, we all know what's being said. Jesus gets injured, we're back to square one. I do like with Zinchenko and Ben White, the build-up play with the fullbacks, and obviously a bit like going back to the United example, when we lose Tierney and Tomiyasu, on top of them just being our best defenders, you know, you saw what Tierney brought when he came off the bench. Tomiyasu makes me feel a lot more happier. You know, when we lose them, we kill our build-up play. With Zinchenko and Ben White, that isn't happening. And a big part as to why Arsenal season messed up is how good are we at our worst when certain men are not turning up, when certain dons are injured. And yeah, man, you know, injuries can affect any team. You know, there was a couple of years ago, Liverpool went from fighting for the title to scraping top four because of a centre-back crisis. And they have not really been dealt a good hand with injuries in midfield at this moment. But it's fully facts, bro. It's fully facts. Arsenal are not all the way there yet. As I said, we probably should have scored a lot more. We was under the cosh a bit too much for me. I don't think we really created enough. That would be the main thing. I can't even lie. I think Crystal Palace had 3 legit penalty shouts. So I'm not gonna cap. I have to watch them all again. Definitely the I didn't see it. I'm just going on what you lot said. Words to Arsene Wenger, but there was definitely one where the ball was just in the air. We're all watching it. It just smacked Gabriel's hand. I'm like, oh. I thought Ben White was guilty of one. I'm sure Saka would. Now, I definitely feel there's at least one. And I say that because if it's on the other foot, Arsenal fans are sitting there and crying about injustice if we don't get it. I'm doing that as well. Haaland's scary, bro. You see the pace? The way he caught onto that Kevin De Bruyne assist, the way he's moving, bro. Kevin might just get on Reece thing now, man. United fans thought he was like the second coming of Christ. Trust, bro. Even he should go say it, bro. He should go and work, bro. He should be playing non-league. What's the team Gary Neville has, bro? Go play for Salzburg. I'm sorry, McTominay is shit. He's clearly not shit. He's a professional footballer, and this is why football's a funny old game of opinions. But I'm not saying, obviously, he's not a technical-based player. There's not a single country in Europe that this man's being a professional footballer apart from United. He's probably been there since he was a youth. Probably his dad was a scout or something like that, and he's got the passion and he flies into tackles. And don't get twisted, there are sometimes he does well. Fred is a B-Tech Kante. Don't get the hype. Fred's okay, man. I don't think he should be playing all the time. As I said, that pivot's not good enough. Graham Potter is lit, bro. It's lit. You know what? Southgate should get the sack. If I'm Potter personally, I'm not leaving unless it's a Spurs, it's a Arsenal, it's a United, it's a City, it's a Liverpool, or a team that's proper showing ambition to turn the top 6 into something else. Again, Everton's a fantastic job to take, but if I wouldn't go from Brighton to Everton at this moment in time. You probably get more money to spend, but it's shambolic. Brighton got a very good structure from how they sign youth and things like that to how they sell youth to what they're obviously doing with their players, really and truly. I wouldn't give it up, really. I don't think it's worth it. If I'm him, you know, and the thing is, we could have lost Graham Potter. He had a playing career, but as you know, a lot of people in England get to bump the system. Bro, man, Arsenal fans, we've been knowing about Graham Potter. Ostersund days, he's been doing a mazes. He went abroad, done his thing at Ostersund, went Swansea, at Brighton, never looked back. Do I think people gas Potter a lot? Of course, but I think he's lit. Out of all these English managers that get a lot of bread, he's lit. So, yeah, man. He used to be a striker, blood. Crazy. People are writing off Rabiot way too early. If he regains a little form, he'll be class for United. It's not even the fact that his ability, it's the baggage, man. I'm investing in Caicedo stocks this season. He's lit, bro. I mean, he played well against United last season. He savaged Arsenal last season. Kyle, I'm taking Toss out for the squad. Hey, Southampton are cool, man. They seem to turn up against us all the flipping time. Football is too reactionary on these players these days. Instant fail comps and takes are killing football. Amen. But the game's the game, man. I think they changed the rule for handball. They must have. Fred is a good box-to-box with a license to be more forward, but as a 6, he's horrendous. Exactly. Potter should just wait for the England job. He might be waiting an eternity, man, because it seems like we've got a fetish, or better yet, FA got a fetish for Graham South shit. City will run this year. I can't lie. I'd say the only thing for City, I think they've lost that dimension of aggressiveness. I think they need, because obviously Foden can do it, Grealish can do it, but I think all their players, they all want to come short and get onto the ball. I think with Sterling and Jesus in particular, they've lost someone that just, like what you saw with Haaland for his goal, just spring the offside trap, really and truly. But Pep knows what he's doing, in it, really and truly. What can we tell Pep? What can we tell Pep? So we get into some transfer news before we obviously get into looking at watching the Premier League and all those sort of things. Please do me a favor, open up another link and hit the like button on this YouTube vid. Again, 11:30, we're going to be live again. Where should we start? That's for 11:30. Let's start with this. Get right into it. Nah, I didn't see Chiellini's handball. Remind me when we're looking on YouTube comps, please. In fact, let me write that down. Chiellini. Don't want to miss that. You see Tavares though? Boy, madman. And shout out Balogun for scoring. I'm so sure. Wait, one sec. I'm sure I just released a video about that. YouTube, you better not have shagged me, It's all good. It's all good. I ain't checked my comments today. Let me make sure no one's hating. Fair enough. Like, fully agree. If it's not a team challenging for top 6 or England, if they can't give him what he's got at Brighton, then pardon my language, he'd be a dickhead. Because stability is underrated. How many managers could you say have stability or are kind of not safe from the sack because results dictate a lot of things? I ain't seen Bale's goal. That's another one I'm gonna write down. You could say Arteta because it is what it is with Arsenal. Whether he should be under more pressure or not, we'll have to see. And he's just signed a new deal. It's looking like Rodgers and Leicester might divorce, but you might say him. Ten Hag's just stepped in the door. Pep's earned that territory. Klopp's earned that territory. I don't really want to say Tuchel because Chelsea's a different thing, innit? Like, I don't know if they'll be doing what they used to do under Roman, but if certain results are not happening, he might not be there. And, Vieira's been there 2 secs. I don't know if you'd want to count him into that. How many managers got stability? Eddie Howe might claim that, but again, the way Newcastle have been moving and whatnot, things might happen. How many? And again, I'd have to really think about it, but how many managers could you say have real stability? Like, if you had to bet real money, life savings sort of money, people, that in May of next year, they won't lose their jobs. Anything can happen in football, but how much could you bet that? There's very few in world football, but you could probably say Pep, Klopp. I would say Arteta. I would say Potter. A part of me wants to say Rodgers, but I think Leicester might be in a bit of a madness this year. I want to say Tuchel, but Chelsea tax, you never know. There's not too many, man. Tavares is such an awkward player, too chaotic. Marseille suits him. Like DG said, you rate Rabiot even with the headache he brings to even clubs he's played at. Why, considering he ain't shown in like 2.5 years? I just don't think it's worth it for the back. If you can get him singing to the same hymn sheet, it works. He can play whatever Ten Hag works. It's the baggage. It's dealing with a man's mum. United need an ego as a footballer. Don't get it twisted. All of the Zidane, Ronaldinho, Messi, even though he don't look Ronaldo, you need an ego. All the top sportsmen and top people in life, you got to be humble, but you need an ego. So I don't like all this talk about not getting egos and getting rid of people and stuff like that. But you've got to be able to leave that at the door. And I just feel where Ten Hag is, it's better. Yeah, he just works with dons that just want to play football, doing their job. If he says run left, man are running left. Dons are not thinking, well, I've been managed by Jose and this guy, and they say run right. Why are we doing this sort of thing? The first thing Ten Hag has to do is kill the dressing room. He needs to get his lieutenants in there, that is eyes and ears when he's not there. Same with his coaching staff. But yeah, apparently Man United are keen on signing Arnautovic this summer. Better player than people giving credit for. At 33, is probably a bridge player that could be used in head of Ronaldo. Doesn't necessarily block the pathway of any other young strikers. This just tells me that at this moment in time, we did hear they wanted Darwin Núñez before Liverpool. That maybe whatever strikers they're looking at, they will link with Osimhen and all these guys. It's not attainable. If Ten Hag wants him and this guy can sing from the same hymn sheet, fair play. But, we did hear a bid was rejected by Bologna, clearly, because they know they can get more money from United. It will get done if United want it. The man will tell Bologna, I want to go. Again, respectfully, if I'm him at 33, the contract you could get, the money you could get. Man United still, obviously, if you're, I'd say 25 and up, United's still United, isn't it, really? Like, even me, I was getting PTSD yesterday. Like, no, Ferguson's going to do the watch thing. It's a chance you can't turn down. A chance to say you play for Man United in your career at 33, to go with Inter Milan and them things there. It's one that ain't going to be there in a while, isn't it? United hope to entice Arnautovic back to England to become a squad player. Ten Hag is an influential voice on this move, and no player will join without his endorsement, as it should be, unless it's the young player thing. What happened to that Diallo, brother? They have been linked with Sesko. He's been linked with everyone. You know, FM heads will know about him. Rabiot from Juventus, 27 years of age, last 12 months of his deal, it could work out. It's just the quality is not in problem. It's all the added baggage. If they could get him and De Jong, it'd be lit, but I don't know, people. He's emerged as a leading option. United must decide whether they try to close out this proposed signing, irrespective of their ongoing attempts to secure De Jong, or wait to discover how that pursuit finishes before making a decision. They've also been linked with Fabian Ruiz, who allegedly is close to going PSG. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, players like that. They need guys who can play football, blood. Respectfully, I like Fred, but that's a squad player thing. That's someone that is rotationary, someone that, if you expect to not have possession, is there. Someone that starts the majority of the Europa League games. McTominay shouldn't be there, really and truly. So it is what it is. I mean, at 33 years of age, bro, he's not going to work on his attitude, is it? It is what it is what it is, really, man. That's why McKennie's gone in it from Juventus. I mean, I think like I said, with Rabiot, quality is not the issue. Clearly you don't play for France, and he always falls at these big clubs, and he's only really played for big clubs, really, if you haven't got ability. But you're 27 and he ain't really done much, really, man. I wouldn't say he's dead. I never said he's dead, but I can't speak for anyone, really. But yeah, man. It is what it is in that regard. So yeah, let's see what's gonna happen in that regards, people. Apparently, for Rabiot, they need to also agree personal terms, and again, he's got his mum's there. Would they then they get into United's midfield, bro? As long as McTominay's there, hella man are playing for them, bro. Respectfully, and then they probably do a lot better than McTominay, and he's outside the bookies stuff with that conversation. Apparently, in relation to De Jong, Laporte reiterated that Barca want to keep him now. Obviously, we'll have to see how that goes. From one rubbed on to another, apparently Sevilla have agreed and have an agreement in principle to sign Isco, who is a free agent on a 2-year deal, folks. He'll link up with Lopetegui. Wolves are closing in on Guedes from Valencia, people. Good move for him. Portuguese contingent still going strong. How about giving us Pedro Neto? Ben Godfrey was taken to hospital after sustaining a lower leg injury against Chelsea. Now, I hope he's doing well and safe. I hope he gets back sooner rather than later. But I can't help but not remember when he stamped on, pardon me, Tomiyasu. So Karma's a bitch, prick. But anyways, away from that, Barca have been told to activate this fourth lever to register players by La Liga, people. So we'll have to see. Barca activated their third economic lever on Monday, with the club selling 25% of Barca Studios commercial to Socios for 100 million euros. This follows the club selling a 25% stake of La Liga TV rights over the next 25 years to a US firm. So we'll have to see. Bare money laundering business going on with these, man. Surprised United are not going in for Telemans. It has to be a conversation that is discussed, whether they go for him or not. Telemans has to have been discussed. They're going for, Rabiot with a year left on his deal. Fabian Ruiz with a year left on his deal. He's got a year left on his deal. Right. Everton on the verge of signing Conor Cody on loan. So return back home for him. Obviously, he's a former Liverpool Academy prospect. Right. Ain't that Wolves captain and an option to buy? Lampard on his passion shit. I hear it. Dortmund have reached an agreement to sign Anthony Modeste, probably because of, sadly, what's going on with Halia. We wish him the best in his fight against cancer, as usual. Tuchel confirmed Alonso asked to be left out of the Chelsea squad, and obviously Barca more or less said that it's going to happen. That's something for 11:30, man. How many levers do they have? As many as you could launder, man. It's like playing GTA with these, man. Love for that, Danny. I'll talk about that at 11:30. Where's all the other transfer news? Start with goal.com. We have to go over to Google Docs. One love to you lot tuning in, people. Let's spin this. What's going on here? United are keen on Rabiot. Hudson-Odoi might leave Chelsea for Dortmund. Needs to go and play football, man, and be out of this whole stuff. Alexis Sanchez to sign for Marseille. Silicin is signed for NCE. I can't say that. Jason Denayer could be off to Besiktas. Right, this ain't the transfer news. I thought Barca are closing in on signing Marcus Alonso. People, final stages in negotiations with Chelsea. Alonso only wants Barca. Crazy. They'll sign him for 10 million. Dortmund might move for Hudson-Odoi. Everton trying to sign Gay on a return thing. He's rejected Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest trying to sign Hossam with people. You know, Bayern are not keen on selling Sane. Xavi on De Jong has said he knows what I think and what the club want and need. Of course, I'm counting on him. He's a great player. Alexis set to join the revolution at Marseille, people. So we have to see how that one there develops. What's Sky Sports saying? Close that as well. So Fabrizio Romano saying as well, man. Trust, leave it like me with the editor. Leipzig are set to sign Timo Werner from Chelsea, people. Apparently it'll be a permanent deal. At least he returns to Germany, a Champions League winner, but they need to keep it moving. Apparently, PSG have full agreement on personal terms with Fabian Ruiz. It's a matter of final details with Napoli. Then deal will be done. Luis Campos on it to anticipate Real Madrid. They want him for free in 2023. What a good signing that will be. Keylor Navas could be joining Napoli as well. That's a great signing for them. Who else is Fabrizio said? Damsgaard moving closer to joining Brentford. Kodakodi and Onana could be joining Everton. And if they get Gay, they've added some steel to their spine of their team at centre half and in midfield. Kostic could be signing for Juventus. Crazy stuff. The brother of Arnautovic has said it's true. There is a bid from a well-known club. I'm in contact with Bologna to see if they can be realised. An opening offer has been turned down. Villarreal confident of getting Lo Celso. Talks are continuing with Tottenham. Unai Emery wants him as a priority. Angelino seems to get Hoffenheim. Very overrated player he is. Laporte said Frankie's our player. We want him to stay at Barca. He wants to stay too. With him and his teammates, we have a very powerful midfield. He has offers, but we want him to stay. I have a good relationship with Messi's family. We all know Messi's going to end up returning, ain't he, people? Both now understand that it's time to join another club in relation to Umtiti and Braithwaite. Pardon me, we will complete one more signing with an agreement in principle, and it's going to be Marcus Alonso soon. Boca Juniors have been turned down by Cavani as he wants to join a La Liga club and start a new chapter in Spain. RB Leipzig are playing a hardball over thingy people, Sesko. So yeah, Ben Rama and Vlasic could be leaving West Ham. Manchester City youngster Karki leaving on loan to go to Portugal and join Pacas de Ferreira. So yeah, Neto's gone Bournemouth. Crazy. Keylor Navas could be going to Napoli as discussed, people. Nothing else. Sangre signed a new deal at PSV. Fair enough. Let's close that. What's going on here? See the paper talk. Well, Wan-Bissaka could go back to Crystal Palace. I hear that. Apparently, Manchester United's boss, Eric Ten Hag, is looking at Cody Gakpo. Liverpool are keen on a swap deal for Marcelo Brozovic with either Firmino or Naby Keita going the other way. Hudson-Odoi has told Chelsea he wants to leave, and he's drawn interest from Leicester, Southampton. That's to go with what we just saw with Dortmund. Werner back at Leipzig, you love to see it. And Conky Werner link-up is going to be lethal. It probably is. It probably is. Ryan Ramsey scored a minute into his debut at Nice. You know, that's better than that. That's better than Darwin Núñez and Haaland and all these debutants, isn't it? Really and truly. What else is going on? Trying to skip through the same old things. Pedro Neto, bring that. Obviously, Roy Keane and Scholes were moving mad. So yeah, that's that. Close that. Let's go and look at some. Wait, hang about. What's this? This is all later. Yep. It's all later. Let's go watch some Premier League football, people. Highlights right here. Max Aaron's hype. How did we even find our way here? Big up you lot, man. Real lovers of the game. This is looking like FIFA. What the fuck is this? Pukki found his level again. Nah, man, I love football, but not enough for this, man. I'm sorry. I tried. The thumbnail got me. Fuck with that, man. That's long, bro. Yeah, there's Jeremy Pino links as well. In fact, on that, we have been linked with Jeremy Pino. You're right. I need to change something as well. That's it. Oh, I wish he was here when I was doing my notes and that, you know. Wish he was here. Jeremy, you know, slap that in there. Allow me. You're gonna allow me to type that in. Yeah. Done now. I'll change the title quickly. Big up you lot, man. We love this game. Probably way too much, man. One love to you lot. What was we doing? That's what I was doing. Let's go over here. Let's read what the hell this is about with David Ornstein, people. Come on, Athletic. Load up, please. I'll share my screen. Hurry up, man. Thank you. Gary Nev talking us up when we know he was ready. Bro, Gary Neville can eat a dick, bro. Yeah, apparently Barca have told Frankie de Jong they want to annul his existing contract and return to the deal he was on before, alleging the terms given to him by the club previous board involved criminality and provided grounds for legal action against those involved. Dirty football club. You see, shit like Barcelona, it should tell you, because football fans will fall for the bullshit. If you love the club and this and that, bro, it's hiding behind Manchester. These guys don't care, bro. It's all mad. The Catalan side have serious financial problems, and among the ways they are trying to improve matters is by selling de Jong or reaching an agreement with him over deferred wages he's owed. There has so far been no sign of compromise between the 25-year-old and his employers in what is becoming one of the most extraordinary sagas the game has seen. Man United had a bid for de Jong accepted, as reported on the July 14th, but issues with the player, the outstanding money owed, and whether he wants to move to United remain unsolved. According to sources in Spain, Barca wrote to de Jong on the 15th of July, claiming to have found evidence of criminal actions on behalf of parties who signed his renewal in 2020. These lot are cunts. It was a 2-year extension until 2026 that is reported to have reduced his salary for 2021 and 22, leaving 18 million euros to be spread across subsequent 4 campaigns. De Jong's deal was announced alongside 3 others, PK, ter Stegen and Longley, and this has proved to be one of the final decisions by their president, people. The letter sent to de Jong last month is thought to inform the Dutchman that Barca think they're in a position to initiate criminal proceedings to establish what happened in relation to signing of his contract. If I was him, I'd leave just because of this. This is a dickhead thing. Just because of this, I'll leave. This is disgusting. This is scummy, man. And again, just when you think you can't, well, for me, when I think I can't think any lower of football clubs, I'll show you why. Doesn't matter what club it is. All these football clubs are scummy, man. So, yeah, it is believed to then express Barca's wish to rescind the deal and proceed with de Jong's career at the Camp Nou under the conditions agreed when he arrived from Ajax in 2019. The Athletic understands the previous board are confident in legality of de Jong's contract signed in 2020 and insists the deal was agreed after approval from legal parties and La Liga. In an interview, the former president said some members are serious and responsible. According to sources around the Catalan club, suggest there's been further dialogue between Barca and de Jong's camp, in which the present board have identified their predecessors for alleged criminality and warned that it's quite messy. Barca are also engaged in similar conversations with ter Stegen and PK. Lonnex on loan at Tottenham, and it's unknown if they've received communication on legal nature. His preference is to stay with the 26-time La Liga champions, but if a departure does end up materializing, I'll leave because of this. This is scummy, especially if this was your dream. If this was your dream to play for this club, in reality, this is it, bro. I'm catting out. I can't lie. Chelsea have a firm interest, and whilst understood they're yet to submit a formal bid, sources indicate they're prepared to fund the transfer fee and cover the salary debt should de Jong pick a switch to Stamford Bridge, and also they're playing in the Champions League. So there's also that, and obviously Barca are struggling to register players. There's talk of activating a 4th lever to be able to do this, so we'll have to see. Chelsea started talks with Brighton over Cucurella at Burhi dinner. Okay, we know that already. Brooke Norton-Cuffy has signed a new deal at Arsenal, people. Again, he had 12 months left. You know, it's nice to see he's extended his stay, and obviously we protect his resale value, and hopefully he builds on the 6 months he had at Lincoln with a solid experience in the Championship, etc., people. I think people are overrating the guy. People are drawing a lot of conclusions. The same ones that build the guy up are going to be the same ones to be the first ones to turn on him, but he's developing in the right way. I do think the technical level has to improve, but then again, at 18, 19, if it's not there, how much is it going to be there? But yeah, it's nice to see, man, and hopefully he can get a move that can further develop him. As you know, he's an England under-19s Championship winner. So yeah, I think there's a long way to go before he makes the grade at Arsenal, but he's got a decent chance at 18. You develop, build on the Championship loan. You'd imagine Cedric is going to be moved on. You know, if you have a really standout Championship loan, you might be able to bag a place in that squad. Me personally, I'd prefer for us to just buy a right back better than Tomiyasu, but you might have that, you know. You might be competing against Ben White, a new right back, and Tomiyasu, or we have someone. What matters is that this guy has every scope to develop and become one that busts through the Haaland ranks, or someone that's sold. I've previously said I'd give him until he's 20. I'm not saying he has to be the finished article, but if he gets to 20 and he's not ready, then I don't think he is. But I do think he's got the mentality. I do think there's a player there. There's money to be made on him, minimum. So yeah, it is what it is. It's nice to see. And obviously you hope he goes on loan. As you know, Omar Rekic's gone out on loan. Marcelo Flores has gone out on loan. Charlie Patton, Omika Berev. The list goes on, really and truly. So we'll have to see what's going on in that regards. But yeah, that's Brooke Norton Coffee, people. I'm going to have to stop this show because in 2 minutes I'm going live on Twitch once again, people. We're going to be talking more Arsenal in it, as we've been linked with Pete, Jeremy, Pino, etc., etc. We've been here for an hour and 18 minutes. It's been fantastic being with you lot. Big up you lot. I'll be back again exclusive to Twitch at 4:30.
There's always just that active red flag. Defenders, I think, is like